So, good evening, everyone, once again, and welcome to our workout batch. So, workout batch, as usual, is my favorite batch because it makes me feel extremely happy to do a workout batch where everybody sit down, work out, and then start having so much of fun with the subject, and that's what I want. So, I'm hoping that this workout batch also will become my favorite batch as usual, and we'll work out a lot of questions, and at the end of the workout batch you all should be saying like, okay, GST is like a very comfortable subject and I'm pretty confident that I'll score really well in this particular batch. That's the whole idea that you need. Okay, so I'll tell you, I have already mailed you a bunch of things about workout batch, but I just wanted to start with giving you that brief about what is this batch. So I'll talk about how you have to approach the workout batch. So, how is it different from a normal batch? I'll tell you. Okay, so for those people, I'm hoping that you already know me. So those people who have been on a compo, my name is CA Lijil Lakshman. I'm a faculty for indirect taxes for the last 10 years. So I've seen both old taxes and the new taxes, and I have fallen in love with the subject. So that's it about me. I'm also into practice. I do practically deal with the same when I'm at my office, and otherwise I am actually at classes and then talking to people about this subject. Okay, so I do classes for inter and final, both indirect taxes as a subject. Okay, let's look at this batch. How is it different from a regular batch? So if you look at a regular batch, the approach is that first we look at concept. Okay, then we look at questions, right? Now the problem with this approach for exam is that because there is a lot of time that is spent on concept, the approach of questions becomes limited. That's where the relevance of workout comes in. That's why we keep the workout batch to be the last batch. Okay, so generally after all the regular batches, we go to a workout batch. Then you will have this question, sir, I don't know anything about GST, or I don't know the concept. How do I deal with it? Now, it's not that we don't discuss the concept, it's just that the approach is different. In a workout batch, what we're going to do is that we're going to take out the questions, we're going to work out the questions. Now, there are areas where we will do the concept also first sometimes to give an introduction, but our focus is on doing more questions. Say you take up a question, you read the question, and you try to analyze what are the sections that will come near to that particular question. Then you discuss these sections as a concept. So concepts are being discussed here also. It's just that we discuss the concept based on a question. Our approach is different. Our approach is completely focused on examination. How much time we're going to take for this? So the live is going to be about 70 to 75 hours I'm expecting this time, which means that we're going to push it till probably in April 5 or something like that. Okay, so maybe 2-3 classes will have to keep a buffer. You plan your schedule also like that. That's why I'm giving you this idea. But I'll send out the entire schedule by tomorrow, like what topic I'll take on what day, so that you can plan that also. So I'm talking about 70 to 75 hours of live lectures, which is going to be like some days where I have classes, it will be 3 hours. When I don't have another class on that day, it will be 5 hours. Okay. So during the Ramadan period, we generally have a break for the Ramadan. So one stretch, a session could be for 1 hour 30 minutes to 2 hours on a stretch. I understand it's an online session, so we cannot really expect all the students to stay awake for more than 2 hours on the screen. So that's not required also. We'll take a quick refresher, 15 minutes break, and then come back. That's what we will do. Okay. Now, how do you approach this workout batch? Is it like you require to attend the regular batch and then come to workout batch? No. You can directly come to workout batch as long as you have heard the term GST before. Okay. It should not be like, okay, I'm talking about GST. What is GST? How it will come? So that kind of a scenario you should not reach at. That's the only prerequisite I have. Okay, you've attended some classes at some point about GST. So when I talk about GST, you will understand, okay, what I'm talking about. That is enough. Then, is it going to be like institute study material order? No. The order is going to be different. The order is fixed based on ABC analysis. So we are not going to go into chapter number 1, 2, 3 like that. We are going to swap between chapters and then have a different approach. Okay, so that's going to be an interesting approach to make. Then, how workout batch is going to cover amendment and new syllabus. So, this time alone, workout batch we are going to take. So, we know that from November 23 to May 24, there is a change in our subject, that is indirect taxes as a subject. We have some changes that has been impacting our examination. What is that going to be? That's our next discussion. So, in November 23, our paper taxation it used to have 60 marks of income tax, and 40 marks of indirect taxes. For May it is different. For May it is taxation paper 3 which is going to be 50-50. Right? So how is it going to be 50-50? So which means that income tax they don't change anything, they are not excluding anything, but GST they are adding more things. So 10 marks additional. How? Earlier in your November 23 on the previous syllabus, we had 10 chapters. Now it has become 15 chapters. Then you will have a question, did they really add 5 more chapters? No, they did not. How did they manage that? Existing some chapters were split, like earlier there was a chapter called value and time of supply. Now this is 2 chapters. Value of supply, time of supply, separate chapters. Earlier there was a chapter which was talking about invoice and e-way bill. These are also 2 separate chapters now. E-way bill. So 2 chapters were just split off existing chapters, did not have anything additionally that has been introduced. But definitely there are 3 new chapters that is being added. What are those 3 new chapters? Number 1, there's a chapter called place of supply. This was earlier only there in final level. Now they have added that place of supply as a new chapter at inter level as well. Okay, then what is the second thing? Second thing that they have done is they've added an additional chapter called TDS and TCS. Section 51 and Section 52 of CGST Act is also now part of your syllabus. I would call place of supply to be a practical theory chapter. Like time of supply, they'll ask you to compute place of supply based on a scenario. That's the question. TDS, TCS are both concept oriented and numerical. They can ask you a number based question also here. That's a specialty of it. Now there is this third chapter that is being added, which is called as accounts and records, which most likely is a theory chapter. What is very special about these chapters is that since this is coming into the examination for the first time, out of these chapter, couple of questions are definitely going to be tested in this exam. So as far as this exam is concerned, mark this as very important for you to cover. So what we are going to do is, in our workout batch, there will be a detailed discussion on this. We will do separate session wherein we will discuss as if it's a regular batch. From the concept onwards, we will discuss. So in these three chapters, we will have both a mix of workout as well as we will have a concept discussion. So we're going to go to the order of concept and workout questions. Are you guys with me? Now, when we look at, this is not the only thing that has been added. Our existing chapter, which is a chapter called charge. Now they have added some content in charge additionally. They have added a content called 9 subsection 5 notifications. There are 4 notifications, 4 cases in 9 subsection 5 now included in the existing chapter as an additional content. So we will have to learn, apart from these 3 chapters, 9 subsection 5, 4 cases also. Now this 9 subsection 4 should be read together with TCS, because all of these are discussing about electronic commerce operator. As usual, our indirect tax never will be having 0 changes, right? So we have amendments, notified between 30th April 2023 to 31st October 2023. This is also additionally applicable for May exam. So how you should cover? Ideal thing for you to do would be to get, if you're reading ICA material, ensure that you get the new material. Okay, so that will be the easiest thing. Do not go with the old material. Ensure that you get the new material and then prepare from that. Okay, so you have all the chapters updated there. But if you're reading institute material, ensure that you're reading it together with, there is a statutory update that is notified on ICA website. For these amendments. Okay. Now, what I have done is that from the part of tax school, we have released two books. Okay. One is a chart note which covers color charts of all new chapters also plus amendments. So, if you are referring our chart book, that would suffice, that will be enough for your reference. But if you still feel like, okay, I want to refer to institute study material, I would say refer our notes together with institute study material illustrations and examples. Then you are in workout batch. So we have also released, apart from our chart notes, there is a practice manual that is being released. It contains all questions of ICAI plus additional questions I have drafted for better understanding of the concept. It contains both MCQ and theory questions and practical theory and numerical questions, all of them. Wherever I felt like we need to add few more questions, I am going to add practice questions. All of these are available as PDF in your app itself. You will be able to view it on the app. It will be uploaded on the app in your portal. You will be able to view it there. Then, I am going to write a lot of things. Like you can see on the screen, I am writing a lot of content. You might feel like, okay, do you want to copy all of this? If you're copying, I would not say no to it, because that's somebody's way of learning. But what I would say is that whatever is written, the class notes will also be available in the app itself daily. Whatever I write, whatever I show you in the class notes will be available for you to refer on the same day itself in our portal. So nothing else you will have to refer, just look at the portal, everything would be available there. So class notes, your example notes, all of them. However, if you guys think that, and all of that will be accessible till you finish your examination, it will all be there. Whatever we are going to do in the classes, the recordings also will be available for you to watch on the portal. So it's going to be easy for you. Also, please note that whatever books that you think you wanted to get the printout of color notes or anything, you need to order that separately on the website. But see, most of our printouts or printed book stocks are fast filling. So we hardly would have some 10-15 copies left out. So you will have to just inform our team earlier so that they can arrange the print and then send it out to you. Okay. So if you think that, okay, you want to refer it physically with you, you can always order it. You don't have to go take a printout and then spend a lot of money. You don't need to do that. But if you think that PDF copies, online reference is enough for you, then you're free to do that on your Windows app as well as your Android app. Both of them you can make access of the same. Okay. So I hope that is clear to you in terms of what is that we're going to do. So we will work out all the questions, all the amendments, and every concept will be covered on a reverse order so that you will have that. What I'll suggest you to do, I'll tell you how you should make the approach or how you should plan your approach for the workout batch that is going on. I would not say that you spend the entire day for preparing only for GST. No, that's not what my expectation. You don't have to spend 18 days of your time preparing for this paper. and it's not something that I'm expecting as such, because I'm not taking for a large amount of volume content in a day. We are feeding it slowly, but we're going to do a lot of interesting questions and explain you a lot more concepts. My expectation is, apart from the classes, spare at least 1 hour, best 2 hours. And what you do? For you, what you can do is go through our chart notes if it's available with you, and if you're my student from regular batch and all that, it will be very easy for you to go through. Go through that, get a quick refresh on the topic that we're going to cover. Point number one. Point number two is that once you do that, okay, once you make that understanding in terms of your quick coverage, then you attend that particular session. I'll tell you what topic is going to be covered the next day. Okay, before end of the previous session, I would tell you that. So you can actually make an understanding of, okay, what kind of things that I want to rough up before I come for the session. That's one thing. The second thing would be that apart from working out the questions for that day, ensure that you go through all the questions at your end once again. So we work out the entire thing. You might have something missed out, something to be there. You wanted to go through the whole question and answers once again. We are all working out. I'm writing the answers, you are writing the answers, we are writing the whole 60-70 hours that we are spending here. But still, go through that once again. Just 1 hour you spent on that. Some practice questions I'm giving, do that. And revise our chart notes, that would be enough. So 3 to 5 hours attending the session, another 1 hour or 2 hours. So what you should do? You should plan your days accordingly to cover other subjects also. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Is it clear to all of you? Now let's also look at quickly how this paper is going to be tested in May exam. So May 24 exams, since it's 50-50, the pattern is changed. 15 marks is going to be MCQ. Instead of the earlier 12 marks, now 15 marks of your paper is going to be MCQ, which means 35 marks going to be descriptive. We don't know what's the combination they're going to plan. Is it going to be 5 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 1 option 10? We don't know. We'll have to wait for mock test to understand that. So that's why at the end of the session, we will have a full length exam, which I'll get it valued for you and I'll upload it in your portal. So we will do by the time we will have some kind of a mock available. So we will know what kind of combination they are planning, and we will do an examination. Then you write it and I will evaluate and tell you how you can improve on it. Okay. And you think when you do all of this, your understanding is going to be excellent. So we go through our chart notes. We have so many things that is kept in our chart notes, color notes. Then we do our questions. Okay, have a question bank that is be prepared for that. And then we discuss all the concepts through that. Okay, so that's going to be the approach for the next 15 to 20 days that we're going to spare with each other. All good?